Okay, so I'm here with Mr. Michael Shields on his birthday. This won't be released on his birthday, so just let it be known that he done this on his birthday. So thank you very much for your time. You're fresh off your championship winning performance. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. It's just good to get back on the win. Because I'd lost the two before that. Well, you could say I lost, but technically I did. So it was good to just finally get out and get on the win, and then I won a belt as well. I wasn't even really too worried about winning the belt. It was just wanted to not be on a loss. It's just training and stuff's better whenever you're on a win. It's just easier to train and you're more motivated and stuff whenever you're on a win. So I just wanted to get back out really quick, and it just happened to be for a belt.
Yeah, and like that, it paid dividends as well. Like I said, it was for a belt. You won the belt, but like a lot of people, especially after I was at Cage Conflict and we just spoke briefly, I came in on the last round. Um, there was a lot of people saying at the around me at Cage that they felt you maybe won that decision, but it didn't go your way. A lot of people would have sat at home, or not sat at home, but they would have went back and felt sorry for themselves. What made you go straight back out and fight? Was it to get that win and make that motivation easier going back into the gym?
Uh, it was just a mix of everything. Like I like fighting. You know what I mean? Like I like being active. I don't want to just fight every 3 4 months. I want to be an active fighter. And uh, main reason was because I lost that last week, and I was on two losses. And like I'm not like my record doesn't speak for how good I actually am. Like I shouldn't have a mixed record. Like I'm a lot better than that. So I wanted to get back out and get on to a win and really hit a good stride this year. Like I should be 2-0 this year. Well, I am 2-0 this year, but it was just a mixture of everything. Like I like being active anyway, so I probably would have took the fight if I had won or lost the week before. Like so, it doesn't really matter. But I just wanted to fight again.
Yeah, and then like we said, the added bonus, the cherry on top was then you came in and you got a belt. You said
Yeah.
obviously the fight wasn't for the belt, but now that you have the belt as well, chances are a lot of fighters are going to want the belt. You're not going to have
Oh
many belts
yeah,
because that seems to be a problem with the top
yeah,
level guys at your gym and other gyms as well. That you get to a certain stage
yeah.
and people don't want to fight you unless there's something on the line. Do you think having that belt will help you get these really good high level competition fights?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because this year I really wanted to fight all the best guys and really like make a name for myself in Ireland and UK for like being the number one featherweight. And now I have a belt that's just going to increase the chances of me getting them bigger fights. Uh, but even at that, there's not an awful lot of featherweights around anymore. Like the two best ones were Taylor and Corey, and now they're pro, which is why it now just opens up everything for me. Just push on and win all the belts this year. So that's only one out of the two really I would like. I would like the cage conflict one and the IER one because they're I don't know, I feel like all the best fighters in the country be fighting on cage conflict and IER, so I feel like them have the more what's the word?
Prestigious.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're more prestigious than any of the other ones. I don't want to say it like that, but they are.
Yeah, and that's fair because people are going to have their favorite promotions and what they feel is better. And I think, especially with those two, I think those two are probably the best match shows. I think Decky McLean does a fantastic job.
Definitely.
Look
Yeah.
at like Shay and Damien was probably one of the best fights I've seen. I didn't see it in person, but my God, how much did you enjoy that fight?
It was I didn't enjoy it that much because obviously I'd be quite close with Damien, but I said to him after I was like, see if I was a neutral supporter there, like that would have been you would like by the end of midway through the third round, everybody in the place was just standing up. It was the best fight I've ever seen live, and I've been to a UFC show, a few Cage Warriors shows, and it absolutely blew any fight I've ever watched on any of them shows out of the water. Like it was crazy. Um, because at the time watching it, I was like, oh, I don't know who won that, but watching it back without the sound and without everybody screaming, Damien definitely took the first 2 rounds and handy.
Yeah, I was like, when it came to the end, I was sitting there watching because when you watch it in real time, you're not really scoring it, you're just enjoying it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know who's getting their hand raised here. But the way I look at it is, and I just done a post on it actually was no one really I know obviously one person won and one person lost, but the two of them didn't like Shay didn't really lose out. Their stocks, both of their stocks have
Oh
gone
yeah,
through
both
the
the
roof.
stocks went the whole way up. Yeah,
Like
definitely.
like that fight's been talked about, and guys, I know guys from the UK saying they seen that fight and said it was unbelievable. So there's big things coming. But like that with yourself, what's your plan for the year? How active do you plan on being? Because you were quite active, and like you said, your record doesn't speak to how good you are. You've got a bit of a mixed record because like that, you came in and you were kind of going through people, and then you had the one or two hiccups. what's your plan this year? Do you want to be completely active and take home more belts?
Yeah, well, I want another 4 fights this year, definitely. My goal was 5, but because I hit 2 within a week, I was like, man, I could push for the 6. I could be maybe even really push for 7 if I wanted to, but I would like 2 before July. I would like to defend the IER belt and then maybe fight on, I don't know, but I don't know what other shows are before then. But because I go on holiday in July, so I would like 2 before then and then 2 at the end of the year. I would like to defend the IER belt, fight on another show, and then fight 2 at the end of the year, definitely. Maybe get the cage conflict one by the end of the year.
Yeah, no, that'd be
So
good.
I would like to stay active, like definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because I was trying to think what's coming up. You're gonna have I know we have Chaos, I want to say that's May. I know you're have another show planned. I can't remember the exact dates. I have them written down
26th of
somewhere.
May, I think it is.
Yeah. And then you've
Yeah.
got Fit to Fight, I believe, is in April as well, which Damien has fought on. So how does it feel to have so many options around there?
No, it's so good because, like, whenever I was a bit younger, maybe like 14, 15, like, obviously I wouldn't really know much about what was going on, but back then there was only really, like, it was only really, I think Cage Conflict was the only show that was really going on. And now there's Cage Conflict, IER, Fit to Fight, Virtus, um, fuck, there's so many more, but they're just the ones coming to my head straight
Yeah.
away. Like, there's much
Fan
more than
Wars,
that.
Chaos.
Yeah,
Um, there's so many right now.
it's
It's
so
good to
good.
have that opportunity at those options.
Yeah, 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 definitely. But I feel like it is Cage Conflict and IER that are putting on the most competitive fights and getting on the best people in the country, which is why I want them 2 belts because one of them 2 belts, that's how you know, like, right, I'm good to go pro here. So they're the 2 belts I want.
Yeah, because like that, even though your would be like Decky show, his home gym, his tours, he doesn't give his
Yeah,
guys easy fights. Like I think a lot of times his fighters have come out like on the losing side overall as a team
yeah.
because he's put them on because he knows as a fighter what's in. How important is it to face high level rather than protecting your record at amateur? Because I think protecting your record at amateur does absolutely nothing for you going forward in the future.
No, definitely not. But it is really important to like take the hard fights. Like I'm 19 today, but I'm just turned 19 and I've had 11 amateur fights. And if you look at my record, like I haven't fought any easy guys. Like I've fought very, very hard level opponents. Like Aidan O'Boyd's really good. Uh, our last IR I fought on, I fought Mark Soup, who just fought Tiernan Lockham for a belt and lost the decision. Fought Jack Grundy. I fought. If you go and look at my record, my past 7, 8 fights have all been very, very top level guys, and you can see it how like quickly I'm progressing. Um, at just the age I am as well. So you just need to be fighting all top level guys because you're not going to get anywhere in the sport if you're not challenging yourself.
Yeah, like that. Jack Grundy, Marks, who was 4-0, 5-0, and then obviously he fought here.
Yeah,
Aiden, like I said, Aiden, you can see the levels he's improved every fight as well that he's gone
yeah,
on. So like that, taking the hard fights is what you need to do, and it's a credit to your gym as well. Because I know what seems to be happening, and it's obviously happened to Kieran Coogan. It was probably going to happen to Tiernan, but he turned pro. Was Kieran obviously had to go over to Wales to fight. Like
yeah,
obviously that hasn't happened to you yet, but being with him, you can probably see how frustrating it is that, especially at amateur, when the, the record isn't your be all and end all. I've
no,
seen people
no,
finish. Kieran Clark nearly had a 50-50 amateur record. He's 8-0 nearly. Like,
yeah,
so
no, definitely. I mean, because Kieran, I think he got injured in February or something last year in the Matthew Field fight, and he was
yeah.
okay to fight by like May, and he just couldn't get a fight right up until the start of the year. Like he couldn't get a fight for what, like 7, 8 months, and you could tell he was just sort of getting a bit frustrated and like going like if I was him, I'd have been like it'd be hard to go to training every day because you're not training towards anything, and he just I don't know like whenever I don't have a fight to look forward to, like I sometimes struggle to get myself up and go to the gym because I like having a date to look forward to, and it just gives you that extra bit of motivation.
Yeah, I'd say it is frustrating, but hopefully now he's got the belt over there, he will get more. And Shay has said he wants to rematch Damien on Cage Conflict, and I thought that might have been a fight for Kieran. Actually, there's so many you've
Uh,
so many good flyweights because he's already fought Owen and he's already fought Damien, so
yeah,
Kieran would be a good one. But one thing I actually want to ask you, Tiernan Loughlin obviously held that belt before you and he got to put it on you. What's it like having one of your teammates and someone that high level actually strapping the belt on you, and you they're basically handing over their throne to you to carry forward.
I know it was cool, but he was like he said to me before, he was like, if you don't win this fucking belt, I'm gonna be raging because then he'd have had obviously he had to have to put it on Aidan O'Boyle, and he was like, I don't want to put it on Aidan O'Boyle. And I was like, no, I'll win the belt, and no, it was a cool moment, like it was a cool thing because he didn't. I was saying to him before, he was like, wonder if Daki would let him put the belt on me, and then he ended up just saying at the end of the day of the show, and then I only found out, and I was like, fuck, there's a bit more out of pressure now. I need to win this belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I seen Kieran Brady actually done it for Gerard as well, who got Kieran Brady was
Yeah.
the champion before. So when I seen that happen, and then I seen Tiernan there, I was like, I hope this is going the way I think it's going. But
Yeah.
like I said, there is so many shows. You've no immediate plans. Have you any fights in the works? Is there, like you said, there's a couple of dates there that you want before July. Is there any of those shows that you'd like to get a fight on? Like which one would probably suit you? I know you'd like to defend the belt. Fit to fight would probably be another possible option. It gives you a lot of space in between your fights as well, maybe.
Well, when's Fit to Fight? Do you know?
I want to say April, the end of 20th of April. Does that?
See, I wanted like a 2 3 month break to be honest, because see the 2 weight cuts. It's not like I would fight every week if I could. Like I have no issue fighting. Like I would fight anybody every week, anywhere. But it's just the weight cuts. Like 2 weight cuts in a week wasn't probably definitely not healthy for me to be doing. So I kind of wanted a 2 3 month break where I can not like I'm gonna become a fat cunt. I just mean like I just want to not have to worry about what I'm eating for a few weeks. Because if I was fighting by the 20th of April, like I'd need to worry about what I'm eating after this week. Because I'm not a small fella, but like I would cut a good bit of weight, and so I would like to. I would prefer IER and then get squeeze one in before July.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look at other dates and other shows potentially, and I'll get back to you on that one and see what's available kind of before July. Maybe there might be something in June. But like that, you went through the two weight cuts in the weekend. I'd say you're right. It's probably potentially not healthy for your body. How
Definitely
did you
not.
feel going into the second week doing the weight cut?
Well, I found out I was fighting on the Monday, so I had got a bit heavier. Like I think on the Monday I was maybe 74 kilo, and then 73, 74. And like I told I was fighting, so that's obviously 8 kilo over what I fought at the Monday or 5 days before the weigh-in. So immediately I found out I was fighting, and like straight away I started water loading, cutting out my carbs, everything. And then by the Friday night, I think it was 69 and a half. And then me and Damien done our cut together. So I was probably my hardest cut and the worst I'd ever looked. But it's just because I didn't know I was fighting. Like I'd be pretty smart with cutting weight. Like my mom would be really, really well helping me. Like she would be very clued into all the weight cuts. And just getting into that week, I was like, it's gonna be tough. But it was like, I don't know, it was just an opportunity I really couldn't say no to because I don't know, I probably couldn't see myself getting the fight for a belt unless I won 4 or 5 fights in a row. But then I had the opportunity. I was like, I need to jump at it, so I just cut the weight. But I felt it in the third round. Like I definitely felt it in the third.
Yeah, I'd say you did it. Like I said, I'd say it wasn't. It's probably not for good for the body. You probably do need to let your kind of body reset and just train and just kind of to go back and just start just letting your body get back to the way it should be. But you talked about obviously you and Damien doing the weight cut together. What was it like? Obviously, you and him then being obviously you ended up being late. This is card like getting ready with your teammate for a title fight, cutting weight together. What kind of like what was the atmosphere leading up that week, and what's that experience like being able to have that? I don't want to say bond, but that kind of brotherhood. You're both going into together. You're both getting ready for a fight. What's that like to have, especially with like a family unit that FAIR?
Yeah. No, it's always better to have someone fighting on the same card. Of course, Johnny and Howie were fighting on it too, but I mean, like, because obviously me and Damien were way, way later on the card, so it's always better to have someone fighting with you, because then you drive down with them, you warm up together, you get your hands up together. It's always just better to have someone there who is feeling the same way and like quite nervous too. But even just the weight cut as well, like see having someone there like who's cutting weight with you, it's so much better. Like whenever you're just sitting in a sauna by yourself, thirsty, hungry, it was it was really nothing worse. Like it was good to have him as well.
Yeah, to keep the morals high, just keep talking. Whereas I
Yeah,
can imagine, I've never had to cut weight. Could I imagine? I've actually seen someone physically do it overnight and cut 7 kg, which was mental. Um, so like to have and see he had people there, we were there talking to him. But I can
Yeah.
imagine if you're sitting there by yourself and you're going through it by yourself, it's kind of a daunting task. But you talked about obviously your mother being quite clued into the weight cuts. Is that something that you've brought to her, or has she taken that interest? And what's it like to have that support from your family that are doing everything they can for you to fulfill your dream?
I've said this so many times. Like, see, having her knowing stuff about weight cuts, it is better than any sponsor I could get. Like, it really is better than any sponsor I could possibly get. Like, having someone, it's literally just like having your own nutritionist. Like, it's just the exact same thing. Like, and she's so clued into it all. Like, she knows so much more than what I know. And she can cook as well, which I can't fucking cook. Um, like all the meals, like even the wee small things about like how much salt I'm allowed on fight week, the carbs, literally everything. She's so clued into it all. Like it's, and she's done so much research about it, just so she knows that like I'm gonna be like as well fueled going into a fight as I possibly can, and I'm doing it smartly, and I'm not gonna like rack my body and fuck things up. Although she does hate it, like whenever I come in after the sauna, my face is all sucked in. She's like, "Why do you do this for?" But she's it's such a big help. Like it's unbelievable having her.
Yeah, no, it is good to have that support system around you because, like I said, and especially the fact that she takes the nutrition off your hands is
Yeah.
so much better because that's one less thing to worry about.
Well, she's a PT as well, so she would know quite a lot about losing body fat and stuff. But she didn't know as much about like cutting weight for feathers before, but she had somewhat of an idea about on losing weight, so she just sort of took it in a lot quicker than maybe someone who didn't know anything about losing weight. So that definitely helped too.
Yeah, because obviously she's in the area where she can take in that information and apply it correctly. Whereas, just say if I started reading stuff, I
Yeah,
might not be able to apply it correctly because I don't know the intricacies of the body. But yeah, no, it was a fantastic performance. Obviously, coming off the loss to come back after 8 days, I thought was amazing on part of yourself to be able to do that and to get back in on the win. I want to congratulate you on the victory, like I said, against a very good Aiden.
yeah.
And I look forward to seeing what you've planned for the rest of the year. Like I said, I'm going to get back to you with dates, but I'm going to let you go. Is there anything you want to say before you go, or anyone you want to shout out? And I want to thank you for your time and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, bro. Just a big shout out to my sponsors, Freshly Prepped, HCN Sports Massage, and Mark Rainey. And a shout out to my mum as well for obviously helping with all the weight cuts and stuff, and the coaches, teammates. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to see how the story unfolds for the rest of the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro.